Guess what? Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and I have a brand new bottle of Teremana Reposado Tequila, so we're going to make some tequila cocktails. That's right, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this. So everyone loves margaritas. They're fantastic, but I'm going to show you some different tequila cocktails that you can make this Cinco de Mayo. And guys, make sure you're subscribed. Odin's getting annoyed because, too many of you are not subscribed. You're watching, but you're not subscribed, so, subscribe. All right, we're going to get to it, and we're going to make 4 lesser-known tequila cocktails that you can make for Cinco de Mayo. All right, so starting off, we're making a riff off of a margarita that uses Amaro Montenegro. This one's called the Monterita. Pretty obvious. So it's going to be equal parts of our Reposado Tequila and Amaro Montenegro. So first we need to get this bottle open. This is a great tequila, Teremana, but I hate this cork. It's that rubber cork, and oh my god, it's impossible to get off. All right, so 1.5 ounces of Reposado Tequila. Today I'm using all Reposado Tequila. Use a Blanco if you must, but I always find Reposados just have way more flavor. Reposado is obviously slightly aged in barrels, so it's got an extra richness to it. After that, equal parts, 1.5 ounces of Amaro Montenegro. If you can't find this one, Chinar would probably be a good substitute, but use any Amaro you got. A dark Amaro, don't use like Campari, that would be totally different. And after that, we're going to do 1/2 ounce of lime juice. No orange liqueur in this, that's how we're deferring from a traditional margarita. And after that, just for a touch more sweetness. I mean, the Amaro Montenegro it's an Amaro, but it is bittersweet. It does have a fair amount of sweetness. We are gonna just bump that up with a bar spoon of agave syrup. I'm using undiluted, thick agave. So if you're using kind of that really thin agave stuff, liquidy stuff, you might want to do like 1/4 ounce. All right, but that's it. We're gonna add some ice to our shaker glass. And then we're gonna do a flippy move with our tin, slap it on, and give this a good hard shake for 10-15 seconds. So there it is. We're serving this guy in a rocks glass with some ice cubes. I'm just gonna do a straight dump. You could definitely strain over fresh ice if you wanted to. I'm not that fancy. And we're gonna garnish this one traditionally like a margarita with a lime wheel. So it's basically a margarita, but with some Amaro thrown in there. It's going to be delicious, I can tell. All right, but we gotta move on. We are making the Durango. This is basically a riff off of a Paloma with some almond orgeat flavor. Today we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be getting that flavor from Disaronno. But we have to start with our tequila, of course. So 2 ounces, full double pour of Reposado Tequila. Our good old Teremana again. After that, we're going to do 3/4 ounce of Amaretto. I'm using Disaronno. Use whichever Amaretto you have. I've seen versions of the Durango using just orgeat syrup. Basically, it's a Paloma with an almond flavor added to it. So we're getting that almond flavor from Disaronno. But yeah, you could definitely do like 1/2 ounce of orgeat here, and you'd get kind of the same vibe going. Full ounce of grapefruit juice. And that's going to be it for the main components. So we're going to dump some ice on there, grab another tin, flippy move, tap it in, shaky, and that's it. We're going to serve this guy in a tall glass, like a highball or a Collins. Mine's been chilling like a villain in the fridge. Got to get that logo in there. There we go. Get some ice. And pour your drink into the highball glass. Should bring you about somewhere between half to 75% of the drink. We're gonna top with some soda. Just sparkling water, seltzer water, whatever. Oop, lots of ice. Looking good. Top it off a little more, and for garnish, you could do just a lime wheel here. I'm gonna go a little fancy and grab a nice sprig of mint. Just planted my mint a couple weeks ago. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing lots of mint drinks coming up. This stuff grows like weeds. And there it is, guys, the Durango with Disaronno. A nice variation. This next one here, we're gonna be using some sherry and some pear liqueur. This is La Perla. which is, I'm assuming, Spanish for the pearl. All right, starting with 1.5 ounces of our Reposado. It's a stirred cocktail because it's all booze, so we don't need to shake. It's all booze. 1.5 ounces of dry sherry. I'm using Tio Pepe, which is a Fino sherry, but it's dry. It's really nice. This sherry is really nice. Using a lot of cocktails. I even like drinking that one just on its own every now and then. It's a very nice sherry. If you don't like sweet sherries. After that, 3/4 ounce of pear liqueur. This is golden pear. It's a Hungarian, I believe, liqueur. I got this a while ago because I needed pear liqueur. It's incredibly sweet, so I don't know how it's going to work in this cocktail. It did ask for pear liqueur, but it didn't give me any specific brands or anything. So I'm going with the golden pear. But yeah, it's got a very candy quality to it. All right, ice in the glass. We're going to crack a big cube on top of it. There we go. And then we're going to commence our stirring. So 15-20 seconds of stirring until the ice kind of settles in the glass. And we're going to stir this guy in a coupe or a Nick and Nora, a stemmed glass. Fancy stemmed glass is good. Grab your julep strainer and we're going to strain into the glass. My God, it looks like Kool-Aid, like orange Kool-Aid. It's that golden pear, such a bright orange color. For garnish here, we're going to get a nice long peel of lemon. I'm going to express some oils in the glass, rub it around, and then I'm going to, off camera, do a little twist with it. And I think that looks pretty good. Nice twist in the glass. And there it is, La Perla. For our last cocktail today, we're making kind of an old-fashioned riff. This is the Sable Cocktail. All right, so here, again, we're using Reposado. Here's the one I said earlier, you could use Reposado, you could use Blanco. For this one here, I would use Reposado or even Añejo, but don't use a Blanco here. This is an old-fashioned, you want a nice, quality aged tequila for this. Next up, we need coffee liqueur. I'm using my own. You can click that link, get that recipe. But actually, you know what? I'm going to go first with the maple syrup because I know it's going to stick around in the jigger there. So this is a whiskey barrel aged maple syrup from Kinsip Distillery, which is a local distillery here in Ontario, Canada. But yeah, so it's maple syrup and they age it in used whiskey barrels. So it takes on a smoky quality. Oh, so good. So only 1/4 ounce of maple syrup. That's all that's needed because that stuff is sweet. And now we're going to do the same amount of our coffee liqueurs. We don't need much coffee liqueur, just 1/4 ounce. Because we added some maple syrup, I recommend not using a sweet coffee liqueur. Don't put Kahlua in this. If you got Mr. Black, do that. If you got another coffee liqueur, I have my own homemade here. It's got a sweetness, but it's like nowhere near Kahlua. Lastly, we're going to do about 4 dashes of mole bitters. If you don't have mole, you could do Ango and chocolate. Mole is kind of like a botanical chocolate with a hint of spice, hint of chili spice at the end. So you can recreate that with other bitters if you have them. Like, don't feel like you can't make this drink if you don't have the mole bitters. Use Ango and chocolate, you'll be fine. All right, give this guy a stir, 10, 15 seconds, 20-ish until the ice settles. Serving this in a rocks glass with a big chunk of ice. I could have built the drink directly in the glass. I don't know why I didn't. I usually do for old fashions. But we're going to pour that over that lovely chunk of clear ice. Look at that. I love old fashions. And we're going to garnish this guy with an orange peel. Pretty traditional for an old fashioned. I peeled it off camera. We're going to rub it around, express those oils, and tuck it there behind the ice. All right. The Sable Cocktail. Now, I need to taste these things because they all look amazing. So we need to start tasting. Look at that. So we've got the Durango, La Perla, we've got the Monterita, and the Sable. Ooh, an awesome collection of tequila cocktails, lesser known tequila cocktails, and I think we need to try them. All right. So I'm going to start in the order that I made them. So the Monterita, let's give that a sip. Oh, that's nice. I mean, it starts off like a margarita, tequila forward, lime, but then that Amaro flavor comes in on the finish. It's bittersweet. It's not like, if you think it's going to be bitter because it's an Amaro, it's not bitter at all. That's a fantastic drink. Next up, we're going to actually go in order. So the Durango. Okay, so flavors are good. It's, like I said, it's basically a Paloma with that almond orgeat flavor. Very good. It falls a little flat. I would, instead of soda water, I would use grapefruit soda. I prefer to make my Palomas with grapefruit soda, and I think that would round it out a lot more. All right, La Perla. Yeah, I don't know about this one. The sherry kind of mellows out the tequila. The golden pear kind of gives it a sweetness, but it's kind of one note. It's not really doing it for me. Maybe I don't have the right pear liqueur. I don't know, but no, let's try again. Yeah, I don't enjoy that one. Not working out for me. I mean, go ahead, definitely give it a try, but I don't know. And lastly, the Sable. Ooh, oh wow, that is fantastic. Rich tequila flavor, that coffee comes in, the maple syrup gives it just enough sweetness, and those mole bitters, you do even get that little chili bite at the end. Oh wow, that may be my new favorite tequila old fashioned. That may be better than the Oaxaca. Oh, I mean it. All right, first place, I'm still gonna give it to the Monterita. That's a really good margarita riff. Second place, obviously, the Sable. Third place, I'll give it to the Durango. It was good, just could be different. Grapefruit soda would work better. And last place, the La Perla. That just didn't work for me. But guys, overall, 4 awesome, except for that one, 4 awesome tequila cocktails, ones you may not have heard of, different cocktails. Try them out. You know, margaritas and palomas are great, but you know, try something different every now and then. I hope you give it a try. Pick up a bottle of Reposado tequila. And check out our playlist. We made some Cinco de Mayo tequila cocktails last year, so I will leave a link to that playlist and go make yourself a drink. See you next time. Cheers.